If you think about waking up in the morning and just all the steps in your day when you walk to a faucet or a toilet or the hose in your yard and you turn it on without thinking about it, right? You start to get a picture of how dependent we are on easy access to water.
For these households, it will impact, what they're able to do during the day. For example, if children must accompany their mothers to collect water, then that takes time away from doing other things that could contribute, more to their education, to learning.
For some of the different water evaluations that we're working on, we're taking slightly different approaches. Sometimes that means looking at the sort of political economy and the institutions. In other cases, it's more of a technical question, and we're looking at things like how accurate are the water meters that the utility is relying on.
The water utility in Cabo Verde is very excited to partner with us and learn from the evaluation more about its customers, as well as the accuracy of its meters. It currently does not have a way of identifying which households that it serves are poor, and so it subsidizes initial minimum quantity of water for everyone, so it is affordable for everyone. One thing that we feel will be able to add value is the household survey data that we collected. So by combining this survey data with the data that they have on their customers, we will be able to answer that question of how much of the subsidized water is going to the poor versus the non-poor.
MCC's founding principles include a commitment to accountability and learning, which means that we invest heavily in rigorously monitoring and evaluating our projects. We've hired Mathematica to conduct independent evaluations of our water infrastructure and policy projects in Mozambique, Cabo Verde, and in Zambia. In the water sector in particular, Mathematica has been very helpful in helping MCC think through our investments in policy and institutional reform, and the inclusion of policy and reform experts as well as engineers and evaluation experts on the teams has proved to be very successful in these evaluations.
One element of our evaluation has involved installing ultrasonic meters, which are a different way of registering how much water is flowing through the pipes into a household, to give us a very accurate and detailed picture of how much water the household is using. So then we compare that data with what we read on the meter that the utility relies on, and then we can start to explore the characteristics that that the more inaccurate meters have, so that we could help the utility figure out if they're able to invest in new meters, where would the most impact come from if they were to install new meters.
On the island of São Vicente, there was a community that is close to Mandela, which is the capital, but fairly removed enough that it's not easy access. And the roads are not great, and there was no piped water, so families would have to walk multiple kilometers every day to get jugs of water. When you go to the community now, you can see that all of the families have big tanks on top of their homes. They're storing water. Families basically are saying that the water is the core of life. It's the core to them being able to survive, so they have to find a way. That's the most important thing. And other things will fall away, but they have to be able to pay for that water.